We are live. Yep.
Ready?
Barb?
Okay, Tom?
Yep.
Sherry? She gonna be here?
Don't know yet. I haven't heard from her.
Okay. Barb here. Bernie?
He's excused as of right now.
Richard?
Here.
Linda?
Here.
Carol? I'm Linda Carol. Jeez.
Here.
Chris?
Here.
Jason?
Here.
KK?
Here.
Tandra?
On her way, correct?
Yeah, I think she's on her way.
Elizabeth?
Here.
Ryan?
Here.
Steve?
Here.
Bernie? Larry? Oh, no, sorry, did I already say those? I was so tired.
Got Larry.
Larry's not on the list anywhere here.
Did she say Larry? I think she did. Did you say Larry?
I did, Larry.
Okay.
I'd like to introduce our new rec board member, Mr. Steve Camella, currently an interim AD at Sandusky High School. So,
Hi there.
welcome, Steve,
Welcome.
to join us.
And I'd like to welcome Ryan Fry, our new recreation program supervisor who couldn't make it to the last meeting, but is here for this meeting and getting on the ground running with the golf course, literally and figuratively. In events, he'll be more on the event side than the ground side, and that was more over grounds. I'll be taking the lead on the grounds division, and then we're getting Ryan up to speed. His first day was canceling Touch-a-Truck, so we hope that that doesn't continue with the future events that we have.
No pressure.
Yeah, we did get through Dragons and Bacon, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I also want to say happy birthday to Linda, because she hates it when people talk about her birthday, and happy birthday.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, looking over August's minutes. Are there any corrections or deletions?
I see that Larry is not up at the top for the roll call.
Add Larry?
Yes.
I need a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion, we approve.
Motion by Beth, I have a second.
Barb? Me? Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, Jason. Moving on.
I did pull out the revenue comparisons for Mills Creek Golf Course. We were up in August. We were, looks like, up in September, which is good because we were down year-to-date with those. So we're still trying to kind of catch up to what we saw in 2023. We're kind of wrapping things up there, trying to, get through all the orders that we have with our concessions, beer sales, and gas. So I think things have been going pretty well. We should have an idea of a bridge location for the number 5 bridge here soon and get that project going soon for the number 5 bridge. And we did meet with the group that's doing the creek restoration in the wetlands area there, just a preliminary meeting for that and what they're looking to do for that project. So looking forward to, getting things improved out there for next year. And I don't know if you had any updates, either Ryan or Chris, that you wanted to address for Mills, but now would be the time.
You want to touch on the cart path just a little bit?
All right. Did you want me? So we're trying to get moving with the cart path project to get that done, and by the end of the year, I believe we have asphalt grindings coming in from a project, which we didn't. We thought we were going to have to purchase those in the past, so we can get those delivered, and we'll get the cart path hopefully done, weather permitting.
Where are the cart paths?
So we're extending some of the cart. We had a grant from ODNR to extend the cart paths that we currently have to where they could connect. So the thought was, when we have weather, we can get carts out, more. And then when the course is not being in use, like off-season, we could let people walk or run.
Will it actually connect all the way around then?
It would connect our side, well, we call it our side, but the east side of the course, that's east side of the creek that the city owned previously. Now we own the other side, but when we started going for this grant, we didn't. So this is just that side of the creek, and then we'd like to do another project in the future to
'Cause
connect the other side.
Presently, number 3T2, number 4, and then 7 down, that's all connected, so.
Yeah.
Talking all the way down the Route 2. Hole number 2.
Hole 2, yeah.
1, 2,
Yep,
5. Wow, okay.
yeah, so so we're looking forward to it.
Long overdue.
Any questions on?
Swinging bridge on 5, so when water rises, it doesn't take it out anymore?
We think we might have to go a little higher for the next bridge, so that would be the thought of, and not having any sort of base that could get knocked out
Yeah.
by the trees that came down during the flooding. Yeah.
Moving on.
All right. Sandusky events. I'm not going to put Ryan on the spot, but he can chime in if he feels on the Dragons and Bacon Fest. We did have the event, and the weather was perfect. We had only 7 teams, which was the same amount we had last year. So at this point, we're tentatively having a date set for next year's event, because we did have a couple sponsors that are interested that came forward during the event and said, this is great, we want to do this next year. And we said, okay, well, we need sponsorships to keep it going. So we will keep you posted on the next year's event. It was, like I said, probably the best day you could have, and everyone had a great time, and we had Team Vioc was the winning team. So if we bring it back next year, we'll probably do a couple different divisions and have a goal of doubling that amount of teams. So we're at 14 teams next year instead of 7. Any feedback on? I mean, the bacon was good too, but.
Yeah, just to piggyback off Jason, I thought the event itself ran really well. It's just a matter of getting more participation. But yeah, like Jason said, the weather was absolutely perfect. We've had a couple of really good meetings, I think, so far with potential sponsors, whether it's renewing their partnership or maybe doing more. But we've had some really good conversations so far, and we plan on having more with other potential sponsors as well. And like I said, we definitely have to up the number of teams to keep it going. But we're really excited about the opportunity to do that. So it's a great event. We're reaching out to other like the City of Columbus. They do a similar event, and they partner it with another festival that they do as well. So, we're looking at lots of different ideas to just make it bigger and better for next year. So
We'll have to get the entire board on a boat next year for it. Moving on, Downtown Trick or Treat is on for this year. We're going to have a little bit of a hiccup with the construction that's planned. They're going to start mobilizing for that Monday. The Columbus Ave project, you'll see some construction going on. The stuff that you have seen going up and down right now is Columbia Gas getting work done prior to the larger project starting. So with the Downtown Trick or Treat, we foresee the west side of the street being kind of blocked off and used, or they're getting started on that side. So we'll be in contact with all of our participants and business owners. We are partnering with Little Witches Walk, or actually partnering with The Witches Walk to do a Little Witches Walk, and they'll have a parade to kind of kick things off around 10:30, 10:45. The Downtown Trick or Treat will be from 11 to 1, and then at 1 o'clock, we're hoping everybody will make their way over to the Jackson Street Pier, because we're moving the pumpkin drop due to the construction. The pumpkin drop will be at the Jackson Street Pier out at the end at the big parking lot out there. So hope see a lot of people out there for that. It's always a pretty popular part of the day. And then we have a good time cruise scheduled, and we're working on a time It'll either be right after the pumpkin drop or maybe a little bit later on in the evening. We'll do the costume cruise that we've done in years past too. So a little bit of changes for this year, but we'll get through that. And Tandra has a component. She's looking at me like, you forgot to talk about the costume contest?
Oh.
So we want to, after the pumpkin drop, we want to have the kids kind of compete in a fun, not like cutthroat competition type thing, but costume contest.
What's the date, Jason?
That'd be the 26th, October 26th, Saturday. And if any organizations are interested or watching this and Rotary's interested in setting up their tent, we'll get you placed in a good spot that that won't be conflicting with the construction. Yep.
If anybody wants to be a judge for the costume contest, it'd be a male, female winner for each category. Is 3, kindergarten through 2nd grade, 3rd through 5th, and 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And that starts directly after the pumpkin drop.
Yeah,
correct?
that'd be on the
So
way.
they'll walk on that west side of the pier sidewalk down to the boat. And the judges will be looking at them then, and then we'll announce the winners as we're on the cruise. There will be prizes.
Any questions on that? Tandra, you want to go into fall programming?
Oh, yeah, so pretty much.
Oh, sorry.
I'm sorry, I was just going to ask, this is advertised through websites, paper?
Yeah, we send it out, a press release out, and then that goes to radio, newspaper, and then we also do a Facebook event and usually get some shares too.
Yep, fall programming is going well. Our parents are getting used to the monthly signups now, but I do still send out a reminder on the 19th of every month. Every 20th of the month, the parents have to re-register their children. Because we found some parents will sign them up when we did it quarterly. They would sign up their kids for the quarter and then maybe never show up. So it was holding spaces for kids that could show up. So we're still at ranging between 55, 65 kids per day with 100 registered. I took a couple off of the list today, so I think we have 2 spots that are available. If someone wants to get those 2 spots, but they have to re-register every 20th of the month. Everything's going well. Shout out Sandusky City Schools and Mr. Antoine Hunter and his crew for the lunch, dinners that they serve, that they send over. And all of our independents, Erie Metro Park, Guidestone, Erie County Health Department, Ms. Carly and Ms. Morgan that visit us every week. And that is it. Stay tuned.
And Mike from Erie Metro Parks, did they do a birding tour?
Yesterday they did birding over at the golf course. They took, he took 10, shout out to Mike, took a group of 10 kids, 20 altogether, so 2 groups. They went to the golf course. He made sure the path was clear and scouted out, but he saw a turkey over there.
He sent a picture, yeah. There's a
Yeah.
turkey.
Yeah, it's a wild turkey that lives back there,
Perfect.
correct?
It is, there is.
Yeah, and but he couldn't find it when he brought the kids over, but they all had binoculars and they all went over. And one kid was mad that he had to go because he didn't want to go. You know, we were picking them random. And when he came back, he had the biggest smile on his face. And like he was so glad he experienced that. He told me, I saw a blue jay, and I saw 3 different woodpeckers, and, you know, so
Nice.
pretty, Mike was pretty impressed at all the birds that I guess is migration season or something, so that was pretty cool.
All right, anything else on the old business?
All right, new business? Do you have any things you want to update? I just had
New
one.
business, we are in the process of interviewing for the criteria architect to move forward with the recreation facility. And hopefully we will get a proposal and scope of work from them tomorrow or Friday at the latest. We'll see. And once we make that determination, you guys will find out moving forward who we're working with, and I can give you a better timeline too of the process, but just a couple reminders. Part of the process and on the rec center site, there will be 6 tennis courts that are to be built, and that's going to be a first part, if you will, phase 1 of the project. Moving forward is we promise to get those built and available to the schools to use for their home tennis matches. So the team that came in for the interview were well aware of that, and I was impressed by the timeline that they had put together for it, with allowing us to be able to have that, and hopefully the tennis court's done, weather permitting and whatever else may happen, but by July of this coming year. So that's where we're at with that process, and once we move forward with the firm for the criteria architect, I'll let you guys know.
Okay, back up just for, so, on the tennis courts, can you give me the timeline on that again?
So, Steve, we are looking at having them available to the public, hopefully by the 1st of July,
Okay,
weather permitting. And then, be available for you guys for your fall season
location?
at the rec center site, which
Oh,
is
at the
at the
rec
old
center
American
site.
Cran.
Okay.
Yes,
How many courts?
6.
Okay. Okay, so I will schedule all boys tennis matches away, but contract with Court 1 to have about, I talked to the tennis coach, I have at least 6 home matches held, our home matches to be held at Court 1 for this coming season. So that when I start to look to schedule fall 2025, I'll be able to schedule 11 of those, 22 allowable, so 11 at home then. Okay, very good.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Good news for you.
Great news. Great news. So thankful.
I got something new to add, just for everybody's information. A few weeks ago, Marcus Harris presented something called the Civic Index at the Community Relations Commission. And I thought it was interesting when he was talking about using this tool. It's about civic engagement. It also allows the opportunity for at least one liaison, which would be me because I'm the community relations liaison, right? To work with citizens who tend to be a little more actively engaged with what the city does. Actually, the superintendent of the schools is considering using this as well. And I would have to meet with those citizens and actually listen to them and some of their concerns, but find a way to engage them, to collaborate with them on certain things. But also there will be a period where they actually will give some recommendations about what they would like to see. So that way it allows the city to address what they perceive, the citizens, as shortcomings, right? But to work collaboratively together to try to bring those recommendations forward, and then the city commission gets to decide, okay, we like that, or we're not really feeling that one. And they get the opportunity, we get the opportunity to make a decision about whether or not to approve the recommendations. Personally, I like it. I'll have more information as Marcus shares more about the tool, but most of the folks who know me know I would like that anyway, because anything that we can do to engage citizens, to listen to citizens, I believe is a good thing. Of course, at some point, you have to move on, and we know that. That's why you have a city commission, because you have to make the decision and move on. But at least you heard the people, right? At least you listened to what they had to say. I know there are a lot of people who feel like I do. Don't ignore me. Don't try to ignore me, right? That's going to create a problem. So this is an opportunity for them to actually be heard, right? But to do it in a collaborative, constructive way. So I just wanted to present that. If anybody has any questions, there's probably not many that I can answer. I can only answer based on my perception of what I've seen. Marcus Harris would be the one who would answer the questions about this particular tool.
And did you mention, is that a online or is that like an in-person?
There's
Both, okay,
that system.
okay.
And I think if you want to read a little bit more about it, you can actually go to the National Civic League. Go to their website at the National Civic League to learn a little bit more about what the civic index is all about. It sounds really positive. It sounds like something that I believe we should be engaged with. As the liaison for the Community Relations Commission, I'll move forward with it. It's like I don't need approval, right, as the liaison.
All right. Anything else, Chris, Jason?
As far as a park update, you probably have seen some work going on in the Washington Park gazebo. That's getting stained and will be, we had a wedding scheduled for this Saturday. That's why our deadline was to get it done this week. They have since changed their date, I think, but we already have two for next week on the 18th and 19th. They're going to be using the gazebo. So that is a project that was not long overdue, but it needed to be done because the gazebo was in need of some repair, and it'll be great for, when we get into November and Community Celebrations Council has the holiday lighting ceremony down there. So you want to take a look. It's going to be newly stained and hopefully carpenter bee-proof for the future.
Okay. Moving on.
The last thing on our new business was the rec center programming. So Tandra, Ryan, Chris, me, Linda, and Colleen have been meeting on a weekly basis to go over from direction from the commission, from the city manager, to have a proposal or recommendation of programming for the new rec center so they can move forward in some of their decision-making. So we've been meeting on a weekly basis, and then we're close to a final presentation, but that will be presented in its entirety to commission on Monday. And then my plan is I will email it out to everybody after that presentation, everybody on the board here, and if there's any questions on it. But, if you'd like to attend that meeting, it's Monday at 5. I know I'll be there, and because I'll be presenting. But it's been a lot of work of putting things together and everybody working together on kind of how that's going to look and what the rec center is going to look like once it is built, as far as the concept that we have and then the programs that we see going into that rec center, how that all fits together to kind of give a better conceptual look at that. So I don't know if anybody else on staff, I put staff so everyone else could chime in, so it's just not my voice at the meeting today, but if there's any other things that anybody else wants to talk about from that.
When is, what, where, when?
At Monday's city commission meeting, we'll present that to the commission, and then on Tuesday, I'll send that presentation out to everybody on the rec board, so you have it.
And Jason, I just want to publicly thank all of you guys for all the hard work in putting this together. I think the commission should be very pleased with what they see. In my opinion, we did a great job with especially making sure that the recreation program board that was put together, making sure that their needs were met and what they heard out in the community, and then all the engagement that we did prior to that. We made sure that we address, we're not going to be able to please everybody, but I think we did a good job with listening to the community and the residents of what they would like to see. And I feel as though we have a great representation, and you'll see that in the program that Jason's presenting next Monday. So thank you guys, I appreciate it.
Are you up front, like on the agenda for the meeting?
I think it's at the start of the meeting. Usually they have all the presentations at the start.
You would start off?
Yeah.
And that starts at
5.
But,
Okay.
yep.
All right. Anything else for new business? Open? Other? It's quiet.
I'm just getting acclimated then.
Yeah.
I will not be here November 13th.
Okay. Does anybody else have conflicts that we would have to preemptively?
I'll be floating in the Caribbean somewhere down there.
And I should address last meeting, we didn't have our September meeting, and that was due to what I was told by law at one point, that we couldn't meet if we couldn't even vote on the minutes. but our law director now has said we can still meet if we don't have a quorum, but we can't accept the meeting minutes, and we wouldn't be able to take any votes. We'd have to table any sort of votes, but we could still meet. We would just have 2 sets of minutes to approve at the next meeting. So if that were to happen again and we don't have a quorum, we could still at least see how everybody's doing and have our meeting, so. Not everybody all at once.
Anything else?
Motion. I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
I second that motion.